We can't hear you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tado jayam udirayet nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nanda gopakumaraya govindaya namo namaha. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथां मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलान् श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सह गणललित श्रीविशाख अन्वितांश्च ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Can someone please confirm if you all can hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. It's nice if you all can turn your videos on so that I also can see. Yeah. We are doing a virtual session here. Yesterday was very nice. I could see 30 plus devotees assembled in one room. It was very, very vibrant. And yeah. So welcome to our Bhagavat Saptah day 2. We are very fortunate that we have got this last week of the year to really go through recitation and education of Srimad Bhagavatam. So if I may ask, can you all say what you heard yesterday in a very nutshell? One by one, take a minute, fill in. Someone start and others fill in. Someone speaking?
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
I can hear echoes. One Prabhu is here. I don't know for all other Prabhus you said that
Yes.
one.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, yesterday we heard the Daksha Yajña. So we heard so many glories of the pure Vaishnava like Lord Shiva. So it was, yeah. And so many curses we heard and the consequences of the anger. So what happens when the anger rises and the reason of the anger and how a pure Vaishnava behaves in such a situation like Lord Shiva.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. So someone else say what are the curses that were uttered in that yajna? Yeah. Your video is not on. The Dinath Prabhu. I think he was speaking or
Can you hear us?
yeah, I can hear.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are turning on the video.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
There is a train of devotees. Yes, please.
Yes, Prabhuji, yesterday, so there were a series of curses which were, thrown on each other, coming from Lord Shiva's devotees, Nandishwar, unable to bear the curses coming from Dakṣa. So,
What is the curse of Dakṣa?
so the curse in which Nandishwar had
No,
thrown.
curse of Dakṣa. So let's go through the
Okay. The
curses.
Curse of Daksh towards Lord Shiva was. I could remember Nandishwar's curse first. Shiva cannot participate in. He cannot share the oblations of Yajña.
Nice.
Then I think then
Nandishwar.
Nandishwar got offended since his guru was getting insulted. Then he cursed Dakṣa that he should get a face of a goat, and also cursed that being a Brahman, in spite of knowing all Vedic Veda knowledge of Vedas, it was a curse against. Indirectly against the learning of the Vedas. In spite of having such knowledge,
Okay. Yeah. Of course, you did not recover everything. Others are also there. Someone else? Yeah. Thanks, Dinath Prabhu. It's just a small warm up. Yes, Radhikeli Siddhi Mataji.
Yeah. After Daksha's curse was, he had Daksha cursed, then the Nandishwara cursed 3 curses. First one was that, as mentioned by Dinanath Prabhu, he will have the goat face. The second one was that
the Brahmanas, in spite of having all the Vedic knowledge,
being
intelligent, they will be engaged in the bodily maintenance, and they won't be able to really perform their real duty, and they will engage themselves in karma kanda.
Yeah,
that is the third one. So the pretension, so the people will, the Brahmanas will be kind of pretending that they are Brahmanas. Or actually, it even goes to the extent that all householders, so people who do not understand this essence of the Vedas, they will be just like pretentious, religious householders. They will participate in the karma kanda. Griheshu kuta dharmeshu. This is verse what we were reading yesterday. Griheshu kuta dharmeshu shaktu gramya sukhechaya karma tantra vitanute vedavada vipanadhi. So this is what is said. And okay, then what is the next curses? Thank you. Someone else? Rishabh Prabhu? I don't see many. I told already Deepalaman. Yeah. Rishabh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think in the next.
I can hear you.
Next is the curse of Lord
Brigumuni,
Brigumuni. That let the followers of Lord Shiva become pasandi, atheists devoid of any devotion.
And
they will be addicted to wine, flesh, intoxication.
And become Mayavas, and they they will, because they didn't understand the essence of the sacrifices, and they are, Nandishwar is cursing, yeah, the Brahmanas who are, yeah, just imagine when there is a yajna, and if there are no Brahmanas, how can yajna be performed? And the yajnas are well, per, the yajnas are performed, the yajnas are performed, um, yeah, based on Vedas, right? That's what Smartha Brahmanas they do. The yajnas, they understand all the Vedas, they sing the Vedas, and then they perform. And all these are towards to what? To please Lord Janardana. Hmm. So these are all for pleasing Janardhan, and he doesn't understand. So that's why they take all this shelter of heretical views of this Pashandam Ashritaha, means all this impersonal and view. Yeah. Why? Because they couldn't understand the Vedas essence, or they could not understand the purpose of Vedas. So in that way. And then who's left now? The curses are over.
I think then Shiva finally left from the place silently.
Yeah. And Shiva left because he was very disturbed.
Yeah.
Not disturbed because he was the person in the center. He was not disturbed that he was criticized, he was insulted, he was blasphemed. He was not um, even looking, okay, about the Nandishwara possibility he could even offend Lord Janardana, thinking, hey, so that's why Lord Shiva left, and the followers also followed. Okay, from there we take it today. Another exciting episode of this wonderful Dakṣa Yajña. So welcome to our Bhagavat Saptah day 2. And in this way, every day we will know. We take reference from Srimad Bhagavatam as well as Shiva Puran and Devi Bhagavatam as the references, and understand and enlighten ourselves, appreciate the pastime that took place, glorify the great personalities, and pick lessons so that what is the stuti. Yeah, this is also what said. Yeah, in the end of this chapter 7, there is phalastuti. So we'll also know what is the result we will get just by hearing, just by now discussing for 7 days. Everyone ready? Yeah. Until the videos are there, I can't know, but I hope everyone is there.
Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Prabhuji, is there a
Yes.
setting that only you can see our videos, that but we cannot see each other's video?
You could also see if you click on the view on the top, no? Or you want me to share my screen? I can do that.
No, I mean I can see only your videos, but not others.
I think I made myself as a focus. No spotlight.
Same with us. We can see only our video and your video, not the other.
I mean, also in sport, we could usually see others' videos also, but
You're able to see. What are you able to see now?
I can see only your videos or screen. I mean, you on the screen, but not others' videos.
Okay.
Can you see us now if we talk?
Yeah, I can see. Not Adirasa Pro.
I mean, only Prabhuji can see.
Oh, okay.
There would be some setting. Let's shortly figure it out. I think, let me do one thing. I'll remove myself the pin and then it will fix. I hope. I think we have to go to the view. Acha, remove spotlight. First thing. Second thing is the theme. Are you able to see yourself sitting in a nice chair? Yes? No,
Yes, Prabhuji,
yours.
looks like we are watching a movie.
Now you could see, right? But this doesn't look so nice. And now you'll be seeing
I
only me,
think,
right?
yes, I think when the Zoom was started, there was some message that it's been disabled by the host, others
Okay.
videos or something like that.
No, but
I think it's
actually,
from the beginning,
when
not
Maharaj
on
does the
not on
Zoom,
video.
right? It works, right? Everyone can see everyone's video.
Okay,
Yes.
Prabhuji, it is like that. The meeting is focused only for the host and co-host. See your
Okay.
video.
How to
So,
change it? I don't know. Anyway, this is the one session we have to do virtually. It should be somewhere. Give me 1 minute, please. What is it? View. No, it will be a setting in the meeting itself. Yeah, just a minute. Okay, edit. No, I can't edit. No, I think we have to live with this. At least I'm happy to see you all. Yeah. So good. So so we are going to continue our katha. What happened afterwards? This cursing and counter cursing, which is very very non-productive for anyone, because first of all we are already struggling in our life. Yeah, if we call what is the message from that chapter, from that part was, first of all, one should not be very proud. When proud is there, then there is also envy. And when there is envy, we can commit any kind of sins. How? By cursing. So isn't it yeah, quite logical that was happening? And we can also relate how in the heat of the events, how people will act, and afterwards if you talk to them, they say, hey, did I tell? No, it's not me. Yeah, I don't know, have you seen people? And we think they are lying. No, actually they are not lying. They don't even realize themselves. They forget themselves what they are doing. They As yesterday I was saying, that every one of us, we think that we are perfect. Though we may feel, yes, no, that's not practical, that's not possible. Let's accept that we are not perfect. But always there will be in the back of the mind that there is something that is pushing that, yes, no, I am correct. No? There is always the sense that I am perfect or I am right. Let me think from this point of view rather than opening up that, is there a possibility that I am wrong and I want to learn why, what? When we think about this, usually we see people who are after the age of no, let's not use that as a reference, but because we see that people who have understood the life well, who have gained the experience of the life, usually they don't quickly say something, but they really wait for a moment to think what is the right. Of course, in a kind of, either they could use it for a benefit for themselves or really take the opportunity to learn. Where in this moment of manipulation can happen, yeah, we should be very careful that, oh, I am responding, means responding should not be a way that we cover up. But we have to have our goal, our vision. What is that goal and vision is? We want to progress. We want to get closer to our goal. In that way, we have to respond so that we don't harm relationships. Hmm? Huh? Because ultimately, it's the what is the value of relationship? Is through relationship only we are able to work together as a team. Just we are talking as a society or association or a sangha. What does that mean? It's about a relationship of individuals. So this relationship is a kind of a gelling matter to bring people together. So we should be very careful how we maintain this relationship. Huh? So in this, very important is level of trust. Uh, the level of trust, and of course, yesterday we were discussing about all these qualities. What is that? Titikshasva, Karunika, Surada Sarva Bhutanam, Ajata Shatrava, Sadhu, Swadhyaya Sadhu Bhushanaha. One who is reading all the scriptures, who imbibes to the Vedic literature. So all these qualities. Uh, but in that we see that to when we develop these qualities, relationships are harmonious. And when we not pick up this very element, then what can happen is it can lead us to pride to envy to anger, and lead to curses. This is what we see how people, they say, hey, I lost my balance. What is that balance? The balance is coming on the pillars of these qualities. When the balance is gone, when these qualities we give up one after the other, they're thinking, ah, this is not so irrelevant for this person. Why should I respect him? What is so great? Huh? That is what we will discuss in this chapter a little. So after this, I think there's some network issue. So now Vidra is asking, why did Sati give up her body? You remember that was the question for which chapter 1 was already, I mean, the first opening, chapter 2, fourth canto was discussed. And now we come to the next one where we are going to talk. After all, there, if Daksha has insulted Shiva, was it already enough for Sati to act? No. What happened was Daksha organized another yajna. Uh, he wanted to perform Brihaspati Sabha. And for Brihaspati Sabha, there is another yajna that to be performed, which is Vajapeya. So Daksha has organized these yajna. So when Brahma, the opening of this chapter says, or Maitreya Rishi is telling that when Brahma has appointed Daksha Prajapati as the chief, that made Daksha became very proud. When we get any position, there is a very high likelihood, yeah, that we may take pride of it. And in this pride, we ride on a ferocious tiger. Have anyone can visualize this? Or I remember that when Ramalingeshwar, if his name is right, Satyam, right? Yeah, when Satyam had to turn the board, the CEO, I think Ramalingeshwar, he was, yeah, in the article he was said that he was riding on a tiger. It's not so easy to ride on a tiger, right? If we are not attentive, simply grab and eat. So this pride is like that. We never know. So this, yeah, in this case of Daksha, Daksha was very proud that, oh, see, among everyone, I am the chosen. This mood of feeling that I am great is very, very dangerous. That could already be a very good lesson, yeah, in the events of what has happened here. And we will see also further how does it evolve more. So, and then because Dakṣa was appointed, and then he started these yajñas, yeah. And then what happened that is he started inviting everyone. He invited all the great sages, pitas, devatas, um, um, uh, everyone for this, and intentionally has avoided Lord Shiva. Hmm. Thinking that he's not great. Yeah. Again, I don't want to have a mess up sacrifice like last time, right? Let me have a peaceful. By the way, what is the role that Shiva has to have in any way? He will not be here to take the share of his oblations. Seeing that Lord Vishnu is the main person who is going to take the results of everything. Daksha was first of all already, and which made him proud, and then that caused all the disaster that we will be hearing today. Huh? So the sense of being puffed up is very, very dangerous. It can perform any disastrous act. Hmm? And therefore, Daksha, who was acting on a false prestige, uh, has done, and this chapter is will be the proof of it. And this sacrifice he then performed another sacrifice called everyone but Lord Shiva. He sacrifice which was not accepted. And how to understand this? Because according to the Vedic scriptures, the devatas are eligible to participate in the yajna and share the oblations. But Daksha, what he did, he's thinking. I think yesterday I already said, uh, um, all the sacrifices are intended to pacify Lord Vishnu. Hmm. So then he is saying that okay, but Lord Vishnu includes all the devotees, right? So he is only seeing that if I call Vishnu, uh, anyway, we also know that when everything is offered in the Havan, it is going to Lord Vishnu. Of course, we see how this whole process.
His network is broken.
Yeah, we cannot hear Prabhuji.
Yeah, broken.
From now you can hear.
Yeah, Prabhuji, now. But the video is fluctuating. Now it's gone.
Very well.
Now it's quite okay.
I've just changed the network. Let's see how it will be. At least I can see a couple of screens frozen. Okay, so let's see if it doesn't improve. I'll change the network. So where we are, so we are talking about that. Does it please Lord Vishnu here? All the sacrifices are intended to pacify Lord Vishnu. Yeah, and Daksha. Uh, yeah, the essence is clear that all the yajnas are performed so that ultimately Lord Vishnu is pleased. But will Lord Vishnu will be pleased if one is disrespected? His devotees are disrespected. That he didn't get it. So because Daksha was puffed up and with his power wants to deprive Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, thinking that understanding if one satisfies Vishnu, it is not necessary to satisfy his followers. But that is not the process. Vishnu wants his followers to be satisfied first. Why? Because Krishna, we know this very well, right? If someone is offering direct service to to Vishnu, yeah, he's so great devotee. But greater than that devotee is Mat Bhakta, Puja Bhyadika. So, if one worships the devotee who is worshipping the Lord is even more pleased. So, but Daksha, because he was not having this understanding, that's why he was thinking only if oblations Vishnu is accepting, my sacrifice is successful, but it is not successful. Huh? Huh? So Daksha's determination to neglect Lord Shiva in the sacrifices was not fitting. It's not correct. So that is the understanding. Usually, what we see, okay, we take parties or we take sides, and uh, yeah, we have to have the right perspective, right understanding. Then there is no problem. The only thing is when we think that no, like this, no, and then parapakshapati, becoming dividing, and then saying, hey, he's that, he's this, and not respecting, favoring oneself, favoring one's own party. So all these things are not good because these are seen at a um, chance of offending. So while this was going on, then Sati, she was observing that she heard the heavenly people flying in sky conversing about a great sacrifice that her father is performing, and when she saw from all the directions these airplanes are coming to that planet, then she was saying, oh, and she got interest that, oh, so nice, see those women who are very nicely dressed up and going with their husbands to attend my father's sacrifice, where all over everyone is invited from different parts, they are coming. So she approached her husband, mm, and spoke in great anxiety. Yeah, now she wants to go. uh, uh, Here it says that so many Gandharvas, Yakshas are coming, and Brahmanas and uh, priests, Pitas, everyone is coming. So, and seeing this, she was also feeling naturally the inclination of women. Uh, she also wanted to dress up very nicely and attend the occasion. And this was occasion not somewhere else, but at her own home, right? Uh, and then Sati is saying she is approaching Lord Shiva, and she is approaching Lord Shiva, and she is saying, uh, uh, we see how her case she is presenting. She is saying, my Lord, your father-in-law is executing a great sacrifice, and all the demigods have been invited by him, and they are going. Hmm? If you desire, we may also go. Looks like okay. It's like as if like, hey, I just want to learn your interest, huh? So that from there we can start, right? How hard I have to hit the nail in, isn't it? Is it a easy case to win, or is it going to be a tough time to convince her lord? So she's asking, hey, your father-in-law is doing. She's not saying, hey, my father is performing something and I am interested. Shall we go? She's saying, your father-in-law is doing such a great thing. All the demigods are going. Uh, they expecting that, oh, Shiva will also have nice company of all the other devatas there, hmm, isn't it? We may think that, okay, if someone is inviting for some, or if I have to go somewhere, we say it will be very boring. I don't know anyone there. Have anyone had such feeling? Uh,
Yeah.
but if I say that, hey, Madhu Prabhu, all the Parivartan group will be there.
Not with devotional things, other things.
Yeah, other things also. But just imagine If I'm saying that we all will be there, then you will say, wonderful, let me go.
I had experience, several experience like that. I went with the person I don't know also. But so I came back.
These days, at least people have smartphones. With smartphones, they can have good company, Facebook and WhatsApp. People don't miss their real ones, though they are not present there. So, but yeah. So what Sati is saying is, your father-in-law is doing it. Devatas are coming. Uh, are you interested? Shall we go? So here we see that. So it was very nice, pleasing. In other words, she submitted her desire very politely to her husband. So ladies are very expert how to get their work done. Yeah, natural quality is definitely politeness. With great politeness, they approach, and in that politeness, they put their desire in such a way that it looks as if like, hey, the other person also will think, is it not so nice for me to go? After all, there'll be nice feast that will be there to eat. After all, there is a nice socializing company. Hmm. We may not be so interested. Men are usually little detached. All if you see in a function, if in a marriage occasion, we see so the percentage of men, yeah, you could put them in one corner. Not that much space they need, not that many chairs they need. And all the color, drizzling and dazzling and everything is coming. If you put on one side now, yeah, it's fully covered with women, and this is what also here we see that after seeing how they very nicely dressed. All the denizens of heavenly planets, they dressed so. I mean, there is a whole description how they have dressed themselves, and it is said that uh, they all went, and she's saying, "You think? I think that all my sisters must have gone to this great sacrifice. I also desire to decorate myself with ornaments given to me by my father, and go there with you to participate in that assembly." So here she's saying, I mean, of course, Lord Shiva wouldn't have given such ornaments, though he has all powers. Yeah, he is all powerful. Uh, he has complete control, Ishvara, Parameshwar. So everything is, he has all the siddhis. Uh, but still, he wouldn't have given all these kind of ornaments because he himself has no interest. He would not see. He believes in simple living, high thinking. So he expects that Sati also does the same. So, but so Dakshayani, Sati is saying that I have these, the dowry that usually we know, right? In a marriage, there will be a dowry. Uh, in olden days, even the maid servants, along with golden ornaments, everything was supplied, given. So Sati is saying that I can put on, decorate myself with the ornaments, and if you like, we can go and participate in the assembly. Because not only the devatas, and not only the denizens, Gandharvas, Upadevatas, uh, Upadevas, all are present. So not only that, but my sisters who were given long back to other. So they are also coming. So she wants to go. Huh? So, and this propensity in the purport Prabhupada is mentioned, this propensity to decorate oneself very nicely is not unusual. Yeah? And why? Because for women is the basic principle of material enjoyment. The meaning of stri means one who expands the field of material energy, material enjoyment. So, so a woman attracts a man, and in that way, the scope of material activities involving house, family, wealth, children, friendship increases, and thus, instead of decreasing one's material desires, demands, one becomes more entangled in material enjoyment. Vice versa, may women may be thinking, why to blame only men? Women also are the cause of all these problems. Hmm. But Shastras are saying that Stri, we call, is one who expands the field of material enjoyment, opening up the opportunities for material enjoyment. Uh, but Lord Shiva is different. Lord Shiva he is all auspicious. He's not into this. He is self-content. What is all auspiciousness means is that one who understands that I am not this body, I am not this material enjoyment, I am not for this material enjoyment. I am so in that way Lord Shiva is opposite. And um, he is not at all having any attachment, uh, attraction to the material enjoyment. So in that way, although his wife was given to him by the request of Lord Brahma, but Lord Shiva was reluctant. But Sati wanted enjoyment, so she wanted to go to her father's house to take part in that ceremony for the celebration. Uh, so in that way, there is also a description that okay, as I was mentioning, the when the daughter is given to someone in the marriage, then there is also dowry. And Lord Shiva is not like others, like hey, I got the dowry, let me sell it and smoke some ganja or something. Yeah, we see that uh, so some followers, yeah, some followers of Lord Shiva who imitate Lord Shiva, not follow him. They are what they do is, oh, so much dowry is given, and then what they do is they take all of their wife's property and spend on smoking, intoxication, and some similar activities. But Lord Shiva, when we understand, Lord Shiva is not interested in the wealth of his wife. So which means all the ornaments are intact, which can be used by Sati. That's what she's saying. Let me hmm, dress up myself. I am very much anxious to go. I want to go there. Uh, so in this way, she put forward all the reasons, and then she is saying, you know. I want to go. My sisters, my mother, sisters, their husbands, the whole parivar, everyone. It's a nice family gathering house, nice place to socialize. It's been long time. I think that will also come. Yeah, she says, it's been long time that I have been to my home. Uh, this is also states that the tension between she knows the tension between Lord Shiva and her father has been there. Persisted for a considerable time. So Sati had not gone to her house since long time, and now she is very, very anxious, more anxious to go. This is natural. So she wanted to dress equally to her other sisters and also be accompanied by her husband. mm. She didn't want to go alone. Mm. So, and she's saying that, hey, you are, hmm, you know the truth. What is the truth? That this manifested cosmos is a wonderful creation of interaction of mode of passion, ignorance, and goodness. You know this truth, but I don't know all these things. Hmm. You are enlightened. You are Aja. Yeah, Aja means we know that one who is not born. It also has a meaning one who has realized his eternal position. That comes when one is beyond the covering of birth and death. So, and in this way, she's saying, uh, uh, I'm not so mm, beyond it. I'm still having my interests to go and spend time with my family and all those things. So in this way, um, Sati is saying herself, accepting, hey, I am not conversant with this truth. Therefore, I wish to see my birthplace once more. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that one who has attraction for his birthplace, for his body, and for other such items mentioned in the Bhagavatam, he is considered to be like an ass or a cow. Ass or a cow. Yesterday we were talking about goat. Yeah, we heard the glories of the goat, that who is very much having only business is they fight. The male goats fight for winning women goats or she goats, and yeah, so one who is at a bodily platform only want to enjoy sex life. So of course, and Daksha being the progenitor, appointed as a progenitor by Lord Brahma himself. So Nandishvara has cursed him like that. So here now we see that one who has so much attachment to birthplace. Some people now they think, oh, this has given me so much. This is, oh, I have all my memories there. Oh, so building such an attachment with the birthplace or for other such items, or for one's body, mm, then are considered like an ass or a cow. Cow, I don't know why, uh, but at least I know ass. Why? Because ass is an ass, a foolish, yeah, or a mudha, mandamati, foolishness, because we do not understand the real truth. That's why we address someone, hey, you a gada? Hmm, are you an ass? So in that way, and Sati might have heard all these many times from her husband or even from her, yeah, Lord Shiva would have told her, because she is a woman, um, and yeah, one should understand. We heard already about Stree. What is a Stree? Is one who expands material enjoyment, and women are also called, yeah, Yoshit. Yoshit means one who, um, um, mm, one one who is enjoyed, one who is enjoyed, and therefore woman is called Yoshit. In spiritual advancement, association with Yoshit is always restricted, because if one is like a play doll in the hands of Yoshit, then all his spiritual advancement is at once stopped. We can refer to Ajamila pastimes, hmm, yeah, that comes in Bhagavatam. In Shiva Puran, there is also similar reference of Devaraj, who is also a Brahmana, who is very highly educated, and who is also gets attracted to material enjoyment and suffers. Uh, so, uh, and we know, in if we refer back in history, so many kingdoms fell down just because of this attraction, because of this, yeah, in the becoming a play toy in the hands of women. So, but it is said, those who are just like playthings in the hands of a woman, what is that called? Yoshit Krida Mrigeshu, cannot make any advancement in spiritual realization. So, we have to have a clarity, we have to have a vision that is very important. Otherwise, it can lead uh, to an attachment and um, go through the vicious circles of birth and death. So anyway, so in that way, uh, Sati was saying that, okay, um, mm, she's saying, oh Lord, she now is saying, glorifying, because she thought that, okay, it's not so convincing for my husband to say yes, and I don't hear yes yet. So she's saying, "Oh, blue-throated one, Neelakanthesh." So here is saying that Kanta Sakha. Kanta Sakha, sorry, uh, Siti Kanta. I forgot. Shiti Kanta. Shiti Kanta means the Kanta that is with the blue, a blue-throated one. She's glorifying. Hey, Lord, you have drunk poison just for the benefit of others. When this churning is happening, when the churning was happening, the poison came, and which was kind of deadly dangerous for everyone. And to save everyone, you have drank that poison. She's indirectly saying, can't you just accept my request? Hmm. She's saying, and mm, so in that way, she's saying, hey, when you're so kindful, greatly kindful, sorry, when you are So great, expressing your kindness to everyone. I would like to ask, why don't you come? Because everyone is going there. Just see how these nice flights are floating in the sky, very beautifully. Let's go. Mm. And she's saying, uh, how can uh, even though you may consider that I have not been invited, there is no harm. There is no harm if one goes to the house of one's friend, husband, spiritual master, or father without invitation. Hmm. So, Sati, she knew that okay, there is no invitation because anyway they have some tensions. So could it be the reason why my husband doesn't want to go? Hmm. So she's saying, uh, "Oh, best of demigods. Hmm. How can the body of a daughter remain undisturbed when she hears that some festive event is taking place in her family? Huh? So she's saying, even though we don't have invitation, we shouldn't really think like that. Oh, no, no, there should be a formal invitation. Someone has to personally come. Someone has to offer everything with due respect and very cordially invite, put a red carpet when they come. All these things within family, all these formalities are not required. And finally, she's saying, please be kind towards me. Now she's coming. Still nothing is going on. Please be kind towards me. Fulfill my desire. You have accepted me as your better half, right? Half of your body. Therefore, please show kindness towards me and accept my request. So, I'm not an outsider. I'm not a stranger. I'm not a enemy. I'm your better half. Accept. Isn't it? How is it? So far, the words of Sati. Yes. Ajrasa Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, did she not know anything about what happened in the last yajna? So this
Actually,
happened after that, yeah?
Lord Shiva didn't express himself because he didn't really want to make a big issue of it. Because he himself didn't take it serious. But there is a reference that she may have learnt it, but not a direct note of it. Yeah, of course, right? So it's how can it be secret? So much curses and counter curses happened. Nandishwar is there, but Lord Shiva didn't express himself. He didn't take it. He didn't bring it up as a big thing to Sati, because he didn't have any intention of gaining any sympathy or any solace or console from her, right? Because he himself is not disturbed.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, someone. Yes.
Yes, I think whatever feelings to
You got to be very, very close to the mic.
whatever
Can't hear you.
then there is.
Now it's better.
Okay. So whatever
You turn on your video, I think I can read lip movements. So
can you hear us?
yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. What we were being a daughter.
I
Being a
think
daughter of,
text.
yeah. No, now again you are breaking.
Better to text. Maybe.
Yeah, better to text.
Okay. Okay, then I will. No problem.
Everyone is giving same suggestion. Yeah, then he has to turn on his iPad, write it. Okay, someone else has any point to share? Questions? If it's not burning, let's get into the burning topic. Yeah, Sindhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was really nice. I can visualize how Sati and Parameshwar, the conversation, it was so nice, and yes, Prabhuji. It was awesome.
Yeah, nice. So we get into the what Lord Shiva has to offer. Yeah. So Lord Shiva, he is saying that he smilingly replied while he was remembering the Daksha's harsh words. Usually we say that one should forget it as it is, no? Whatever would. No, one should not. There is no need to forget what happened. Otherwise, what is the learning we get it? Again, we stamp on it, right? Just there is a shit on a street. Huh? Shit is bad. So it's better to know that there is shit there and we don't stamp on it. It's not that we simply can forget it. The great quality of people is they don't when it's better to at least remember so that tomorrow we don't make the same mistake. So Lord Shiva, he was just recollecting this um, that when Maitreya Rishi is saying, Lord Shiva, the deliverer of Hill Kailash, having thus been addressed, replied smilingly. At the same time, he remembered the malicious, heart-piercing speech that Daksha gave in that time, universal affair that was going on. So, when Sati is bringing this request, the psychological effect was that he immediately remembered the strong words spoken against him in the assembly. He was very sorry at heart, but to please his wife, he smiled. And the question we see that in Bhagavad Gita, it said that a liberated person is always in mental equilibrium in both distress and happiness in this world. So, why a liberated person like Lord Shiva was so unhappy because of the words of Daksha? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying Lord Shiva is Atma Ram, self-satisfied, he is self-realized. But because he is incarnation in the charge of material mode of ignorance, tamoguna, he is sometimes affected by the pleasure and pain of material world. Therefore, the difference between pleasure and pain of this material world and that of the spiritual world is that in the spiritual world, the effect is qualitatively absolute. Anyway, so here we come to this that the incident, yeah, being in the mode of the guna avatar of a mode of ignorance, sometimes Lord Shiva experiences pleasure and pain, and but it's not like okay, he's expressing pain. Yeah, is he like a human? No. Is he a superhuman? No. He's even a special personality. Because he's an incarnation of the Lord. And being the incarnation of the Lord is a totally different level. We cannot bring him to our level or and analyze his glories or non-glories. Here we see that the important point here is, in spite of being disturbed, he could. Therefore, because Lord Shiva, although a fully self-realized person, was in charge of material mode of ignorance, he felt sorrow. But in spite of feeling that sorrow, what he did, he has smiled to Sati and started speaking. And he first said, very important lesson for all of us, if we want to take it or not, that's the next story. But the Lord replied, you have said that one may go to a friend's house without being invited. But this is true, provided such a friend does not find fault with a guest because of bodily identification and thereby become angry towards him. So we can't simply say, okay, it's my family, but we have to understand what is the relationship that we have. What is the person thinking about us? Is he really happy if we go there? Otherwise, why didn't he invite? So all these considerations are very much important. Because Lord Shiva could foresee what is going to happen if they go. If Sati goes, what will happen? Daksha is already puffed up and he has a problem, and then he is saying it can affect. It can even at the moment it's only between son-in-law, father-in-law. It could even be manifested externally, even to the level of the father and daughter. So he is saying that um, he doesn't find fault with guest is okay, but here there is a doubt. If someone is not finding fault, one can go without invitation. But if one is finding faults, that is not. So here Lord Shiva is making clear that one may go to friend's house without being invited. Given condition is that the host is not finding faults. Hmm. So in the case of Daksha, he knows because hmm, he knows that Daksha is disturbed by Shiva by himself. So that he though as in spite of he being innocent and faultless, he would be uh, mercilessly angry even on his own daughter. So Lord Shiva warned that since her father was too puffed up by his material possession, he would be angry and this would be intolerable for her. Hmm? Therefore, it is better that she not go. So it is not that okay, he doesn't like to go. He no, uh, there is every good right that a lady is going to her house. No objection. The conditions are that how favorable it is, how is the relationship, and can it go better or can it go worse? A person, especially who finds faults, uh, if one goes there, it is not favorable. This is what we actually will read through this and context, understand what it can lead to. Mm. Uh, Lord Shiva continues, he is saying that. Um, विद्या तपो वित्त वपुर्वय कुलै सतां गुणै शब्दैर् असत्तमेतरै स्मृतौ हतायां भृतमान दुर्दशा शब्दा न पश्यन्ति हि धाम भूयशाम्. So he is saying that although the six qualities, what are the six qualities? Vidya, education, tapa, austerity, vitta, wealth, vapu, beauty, vaya, youth, kulai, heritage, satam, very pious, gunai. All these six gunas, if one has, although if one has all these six great qualities, oh, everyone, let us understand this. We may think that, hey, I have education, I have beauty, I am youthful, I am very, very austere. But one who is proud of possessing them becomes what? Britamana Durdasham, blind person. Blind due to what? Durdasham. Britamana Durdasham, blind due to one's pride. So, feeling proud can go to that extent that is the reason when Daksha was in the previous Yajña, what did he say? I am not envious and I am not talking out of ignorance. Who can say that in spite of being pride? Only a blind person can do. What is the reason for blindness? Proud. What qualifications are covered because of this blindness? Independent, whether he is educated, whether he is austere, whether he is all pious, whether he is ever youthful, all beautiful, doesn't matter. Wealth, even if he is rich, doesn't matter. If he is proud, then he is blind. And what will happen? And thus he loses his good sense and cannot appreciate the glories of great personalities. What is happening exactly? Lord Shiva is hitting the nail in the spot to the right depth for us to understand that this is indeed the problem of Daksha. This can become a problem of everyone who takes pride in whatever we know. And then this can lead to what? Cannot appreciate the glories of great personality. What does that mean? When one is not able to appreciate the greatness of others, what is it called? What is it called?
Jambaham.
Huh?
Jamba, aham.
Jamba, aham is still pride. No. What is Daksha suffering with?
Self-estimation. Thinking I am great, so why should I appreciate?
No.
Envy.
Envy. He's suffering with envy. Cannot appreciate the greatness of others is a symptom. Is what is it called? Envy. So when one is blind, we cannot see others' greatness. Huh? And we don't even want to see others' greatness because we think that I am great. How can a blind person, come on, we should be very generous, we should be very accommodating such a prideful person because he cannot see, na, he is blind. हाँ, कोई blind है तो क्या expect कर सकते हैं? Poor man, he is blind. So, isn't it? So that's what is happening in the case of Daksha. Lord Shiva is saying, this is what he's saying. Vidya tapo vitta vapur vaya. All these qualities are of no use because one is covered with pride. So it may be argued that since Daksha was very learned, well, austere, and had all these things, why? How could he be unnecessarily angry towards another? Why? Because he was blind. And example given here is milk is very nice food, but when milk is touched with snake, envious snake, it becomes poison. Now, of course, now the question comes, come on, envious snake? No, every snake is envious. Why? Because the quality of a serpent is envy. Similarly, material assets such as education, wealth, all these things undoubtedly are nice. But what is happening when they are decorated? When they decorate persons of a malicious nature, then they act adversely. जो फायदा आना चाहिए वो फायदा actually वापस होगा. Very very adverse effects of it. Another example is Chanakya Pandit. He says, is that a serpent that has a jewel on its head is still fearful because it is a serpent. So all the qualities. Will someone go to a person who is very angry, who is envious, in spite of having everything he has to offer? No, right? It's very dangerous. Will we go and catch that? Wow, so nice jewel on the head of the snake. We'll go, and the snake is very powerful. Very dangerous. So we don't even go there. So Chanakya Pandit is saying that when a serpent bites another creature, it is not necessarily because the other creature is at fault. It is the habit of serpent to bite the innocent creatures. Similarly, although Daksha was qualified by many material assets, because he was proud of his possession, all the qualities are polluted. And further example is also given that it is therefore sometimes detrimental for a person advancing in spiritual consciousness to possess such material assets. So, should we really hanker for all these material assets or not? Sometimes it's not good. Or actually, for a devotee, these are only disturbances. Example given is Queen Kunti. Kunti Devi, while offering prayers to Krishna, she is addressing him as Akinchana Gochara, one who is easily approached by those who are bereft of all material acquisitions. Why? Because all these things will only create disturbance. It could lead to pride, and when pride comes, it comes envy, and when envy is there, we can't see the glories of great persons. So it's better, oh Lord Vasudeva. She's addressing him as Akinchana Gochara. So that is what. hmm, Material exhaustion is an advantage. When we don't have material things, in one way that is always good because we can advance, we can remember Krishna better and we can focus on our real goal. Usually we think ना अगर सब है तो peacefully मैं जपा करूँगा. When सब रहेंगे ना तो disturbance ज़्यादा बढ़ेगा. All the disturbances can lead to more confusion and we don't know what to do now, how to maintain them. Just imagine if someone has a big bungalow. How much effort goes to maintain that big bungalow? If someone has Naukar Chakar, how much effort goes to maintain them. Of course, we think that these are all nice, right? So there are support and facilities and all those things. The more and more these become, yeah, we become we become the servant of all those things. Just like a rich man has built a very nice bungalow, very nice 10-storied building. What is he doing? Uh, sorry. Madhu Prabhu has owned a property, not one, he has 6, 7 properties. He has given all these properties for rent. And now what Madhu Prabhu has to do is just has to go to every every day court. Yeah. This man, yeah, he said he's so rich, so rich, everyone every day very, very nicely he gets up early in the morning, takes his coffee, breakfast, and then where is he going? He's going to court. Why? Some or the other problem is there. Some tenant is paying, some tenant has broken something. Huh? All the time, he's going to court not because he's a judge or he's a lawyer. Huh? He's just and what is he doing? Is he really enjoying something? He's always having that. He thought that, oh, with this wealth, what I will do? I will have great happy life. What actually happens is not that. Isn't it, Adrasa Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, correct.
Hmm. If we ask ladies, the answer may be different, but they say no, इसमें भी फायदा है ना, बाद में मिलेगा. But the essence is, yeah, Queen Kunti is saying that, hey, let's not have that all material things, yeah, because then when we don't have, will we think about it? Rather we think, hey, भगवान सब तुम्हारे हाथ में ही है, मेरे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है. For food, I have to rely on you. For clothing, I have to for shelter. Everything, it's you. Although if one is conscious of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can utilize one's material assets, such as great learning, beauty, and exalted ancestry, for the service of the Lord. Then such assets become glorious. In other words, unless one is Krishna conscious, all his material possessions are zero. But when the zero is by the side of the Supreme One, it at once increases in value to 10. Unless situated by the side of Supreme One, zero is always zero. Yeah. See how nicely Lord Shiva has put it that, okay. Yeah. And he further says that mm, one, he is disturbed and angry host, it could be very dangerous. One should not go to anyone's house, even on consideration of being a relative or a friend. When the man is disturbed in his mind and looks upon the guest with raised eyebrows and angry eyes. हाँ, सोचो अगर रिलेशन अच्छा नहीं है फिर भी जा सकते हैं, लेकिन if the person is a dominating character where he is having very, very red hot eyes towards the person, then it's not good. Hmm. So here he says, however low a person may be, he is never unkind to his children, isn't it? Yeah. Agar even if you just take a typical Aam Aadmi family, in that still they don't have assets. They might be in a hut living with 3 kids, 4 kids. The father is still affectionate and he's not unkind to his children and wife and the nearest kin. Even a tiger is kind to its cubs. And tiger is not just because I'm hungry now, let me eat up my cubs. No. For within the animal kingdom, the cubs are treated very nicely. So, since Sati was the daughter of Dakṣa, however cruel and contaminated he may be, naturally he was expected that he would receive her very nicely, isn't it? But the problem is here that, but here it is indicated that the word anavastita, uh, that such a person cannot be trusted. Tigers are very kind to their cubs, but it is also known that sometimes they eat them. Similarly, malicious persons should not be trusted because they are always unsteady. Thus, Sati was advised not to go to her father's house, because to accept such a father as a relative and to go to his house without being properly invited was not suitable. So Lord Shiva is saying that, yeah, you may say that he is your father, you will be meeting your relatives, okay, all fine, but There is a this is not what will be if a person is very angry. He's not even neutral. He's very angry. He doesn't even want to see face. It can go to any extent. And finally, now Shiva is saying, if one is hurt by arrows of enemy, one is not as aggrieved as when cut by the unkind words of a relative. For such grief continues to rend one's heart day and night. If someone guy uh, who who we don't care too much, or if a stranger is coming and telling something, you say, hey, what does he know? I don't have to worry, right? If some close relative is going to tell, or a close friend is telling, hey, you are this, you are that, he insults, then it goes deeper and the pain will be more. Yeah. So you are thinking that okay, he's dear, but if the same dear person, if he is going to speak something that you may not be able to tolerate, hmm, Sati might conclude that she would take the risk of going to her father's house. And even if her father spoke unkindly, that's okay, I'll tolerate. But it's not going to be so easy to tolerate. As a son sometimes tolerates the reproaches of his parents, but Lord Shiva is reminding that she would not be able to tolerate such unkind words, because natural psychology dictates that anyone, although one can suffer harm from an enemy and not mind so much, because pain inflicted by enemy is natural. Enemy we can expect, but when you trust someone very much, when you love so much, and if the same person, uh, when one is hurt by strong words of a relative, one suffers the effects continually day and night, and sometimes the injury becomes so intolerable that one commits suicide. Yeah, this is what we, if we just refer back few pages of any newspaper, in if you take in last months, we come across so many people have committed suicide just because they could not tolerate uh, the injustice performed to them, the harsh word they had to hear, uh, all those things. So Lord Shiva is saying that mm, not. And then here finally, Lord Shiva is saying that, uh, yeah, the problem here, the real problem is that it is clear that of the many daughters of Daksha, you are the most beloved, but yet you will not be honored at your house because what? Because of your relationship with me, as you are my wife. Just because of that, you are disqualified to be respected, to be loved. Rather, you will be sorry that uh, um, um, uh, you are connected with me. So this is what Sati Devi, sorry, Lord Shiva is telling. Uh, Even if Sati proposed to go alone, Lord Shiva is clearly, I mean, he one who knows what's. Uh, so Lord Shiva put forward the argument that even if Sati proposed to go alone without her husband, still she would not be received well. Why? Because the connection is there. There are even every chance of a catastrophe that to happen, even if she wanted to go alone. Therefore, Lord Shiva indirectly requests her not to go to her father's house. He's saying, oh no, it's not befitting, it's not good, it's not safe. Why? Because he is stable. He is in a consciousness, not being disturbed by any attachment or attraction. Whereas here we see that Sati, who has come forward with this proposal of irrespective of that, irrespective, let me go and all this on a material platform. Huh. So, one who is conducted by the false ego and thus always distressed, both mentally and sensually, cannot tolerate the opulence of self-realized person. This is very, very important. Very important. He's saying that Daksha, who is envious, he is not able to tolerate the opulence of self-realized persons. Uh, Being unable to rise to the standard of self-realization, he envies such person as much as a demon envies whom? A demon envies the Supreme Lord. Just like how demons do not regard the Supreme Lord great, just like demons they do not demons, they always think that I am greater than the god. Similarly, every envious person, being unable to raise their standard, it is the person, because of the blindness, he cannot travel high, he cannot advance. Because he is blind, what is he doing? He is making others, he is envying others. So that real reason for this enmity between Lord Shiva and Daksha is clear, very clearly explained by Shiva here. Daksha was envious of Lord Shiva. Why? Because of Lord Shiva's high position. Just imagine, like, everyone is regarding, hey Mahadev, hey Bholenath, Ashutosh. Huh? When every name is there to respect a person, this person will always feel envious. The same thing happened to Shishupal. He was so much envious that his body became poisonous and he started gusting all the poison in the um, Rayasuya Yajña. Is that the right? Is it in Indraprastha or no? Rajasuya Yajña at Dharmaraj, Yudhishthir was performing. So, so that poison, yeah, Daksha was envious of Lord Shiva. Why? Because Lord Shiva is of high elevated position as an incarnation of quality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because Shiva was directly in contact with the Super Soul and was therefore honored and given a better sitting place than he. There were many other reasons also. Daksha, being materially puffed up, could not tolerate the high position of Lord Shiva, so his anger at Lord Shiva's not standing up in his presence was only the final manifestation of his envy. Lord Shiva is always in meditation and always receives the super soul, always perceive the super soul, as expressed here by the words Purusha Buddhi Sakshinam. The position of one whose intelligence is always absorbed in the meditation upon the Supreme Person of Godhead is very great and cannot be imitated by anyone, especially an ordinary person. When Daksha entered the arena, Yajna, Lord Shiva is in meditation and might not have seen Daksha enter. But Daksha took the opportunity to curse him because Daksha had maintained an envious attitude towards Lord Shiva for a long time. So, mauka milna chahiye. As soon as we get a reason, as soon as we get a chance to justify, uh, to just, it's as like ready with an arrow. The slightest mistake if there, shoot it. So we are also very eager, right? We cannot control ourselves. Because we cannot control ourselves, we are just waiting when I can release it on upon others. So Daksha, who has built up all these things, finally he has come to this, that okay, mauka mil gaya. Now this is the time I was waiting. Not only he was disturbed, and now he said, this is too much. Now I have to shoot the arrow, and he started cursing Lord Shiva. But here we see that what Daksha is unable to see is the greatness of Lord Shiva. How great is Lord Shiva? When we know a person is far above us, what is the natural position we take is we become his servant and we serve him so that we can also elevate, we can also develop good qualities. So uh, in that way, a sadhaka or a person who is not envious takes control of his own advancement. Here we see that Daksha, exactly, Lord Shiva is saying it is because of that who could not see the greatness of a person will end up in this situation. So he is saying that when one offers respect to the body, it is not to the material body, but to the presence of the Supreme Lord. So now we see why one may ask the question, when Daksha came, why didn't Lord Shiva raise? Why didn't Lord Shiva get up? Yeah, Lord Shiva, there are two explanations. One explanation already we read is that um, Lord Shiva was yeah, when Daksha entered, he might not have seen Daksha. If one does not see Daksha, doesn't become a fault. But one may ask the question, no, but when everyone got up, that at least should have made him realize. I heard that Lord Shiva is not like us, just going to a function or to a yajna to just to मुझे क्या मिलेगा, हाँ मेरा oblation आ जाएगा, to maintain his own household life. Lord Shiva is not going there. Wherever he is so absorbed in meditation. He's not like, okay, when we all meet now, what do we do? We chit chat to understand what are you doing, what fayda mujhe milega, what fayda tumko dunga. All this. Lord Shiva is totally absorbed in whatever place, wherever he sits, he is totally absorbed in meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is one thing. So when someone is so busy all the time, if one would have just took a small nap or wouldn't have realized, yeah, it is said that Radha Govind Maharaj says that, yeah, जब सुबह से इतना busy काम पे है, Lord Shiva is so much busy in meditation, it's possible maybe for a moment he would have boozed a bit and then would have slept a moment where at the exact time if Daksha comes and he feels that he has not got up, whose fault it is? Is it that because Lord Shiva slept a moment? But he is a devotee who has been meditating, who has been always absorbed in meditation. How can Daksha take it as an offense? No. This is one. And then it said, and another thing is, but then what happens to the respect part? After all, he is son-in-law, he should respect his father-in-law when he comes. Yes, Lord Shiva has respected his father-in-law. How? Because when he is offering his prayers to the Supreme Lord, that means he is offering respect to everyone. When one offers respect to the body, for example, now if I am telling to you, please accept my humble obeisances, I am not offering this respect to your body, but it is not to that material body, but to the presence of the Supreme Lord in you. Thus, one who is always in meditation upon the Supreme Lord is always offering his obeisances. So, even if one is offering, even if Shiva is offering obeisances to Daksha, he is offering to the Supreme Person who is present inside him. So, that anyway Lord Shiva is doing, irrespective, directly turning towards him and doing it. But since Daksha was not very elevated, he thought that obeisances were offered to the material body. So he thought it should be done with his hands folded, paying obeisances facing him towards him to the body, because he was at a lower understanding. And because Lord Shiva did not offer respect to his material body, Daksha became envious. Such persons, being unable to raise to the standard of self-realized souls like Lord Shiva, are always envious. Such persons, the example given here is very suitable. Asuras, demons, or atheists are always envious of the Supreme Lord. They simply want to kill him. Even in this age, we see that scholars, so-called scholars, Bhagavad Gita are also envious of Krishna. Manmana bhava mad bhakta. Krishna says this, always think of me, become my devotee, surrender unto me. But the so-called scholars comment it not to Krishna that we have to surrender. That is envy. Similarly, instead of offering respect to the self-realized persons, foolish men who cannot approach the highest standard of self-realization are always envious, although there is no reason to be. So this is what he says. So now Shiva is saying, my dear young wife, certainly friends and relatives offer mutual greetings by standing up, welcoming one another, and offering obeisances. But those who are elevated to the transcendental platform, being intelligent, offer such respects to the super soul who is sitting within the body, not to the person who identifies with the body. Huh? All are with me? Hope you are all relishing the katha so far.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
By the way, Sagar Prabhu, we missed you yesterday, but what we are doing is we are also live streaming, not only hosting at different places. The link we share it. It will be a YouTube link, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji. I tried yesterday for
Okay.
a couple of minutes. It didn't work. I gave up, but I'll try today
Okay.
or tomorrow.
Yeah, if you want, you can get the link for the YouTube yesterday's, and yeah, you can watch. How nice if you would have come here. You all could
Yeah,
have nice time.
that's been great.
Okay, so yeah, let's continue. I'll take a few more minutes and yeah. So here we see that Lord Shiva is saying that yes, someone is asking something. I can't hear. Yeah, you're posting some question somewhere, and
Actually, he mentioned.
Voice is still.
yeah, whatever Sati
Can you
expressed to
write
Lord Shiva was a genuine request to attend the Yajña being conducted at her father's place, though Shiva was not invited. So, what is the question? No, not well. Why don't you join from another source also in parallel? At least for questions, we can use that. Yeah, Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu, I can hear your voice, not words. Okay. Yeah. So, so we see that, yeah, here is saying, hey, my dear wife, yeah, of course, if wife is not pleased, what can we do? Huh? So he is saying that, my dear wife, certainly friends and relatives offer mutual greetings by standing up and all those things, yeah, welcoming. But those who are elevated, hmm, it's not like, have anyone had this question like, hey, we fall flat on the feet of the spiritual master, huh? We all are paying our obeisances. But what is the spiritual master doing? Shouldn't he also, at least if he is not falling flat, shouldn't he at least do this? Hmm? Or he should say at least, I also offer my obeisances. So nice, na? Cool feeling. Uh, hmm. But it is said that the spiritual master, or not only spiritual master, the sadhus, when they are not offering, it doesn't mean that they're not explicitly offering, but they're offering the obeisances to the Lord inside them, in their own mind. Now the question is it really needed to explicitly show? When a disciple is showing explicitly, what is the problem for the master to do it? And then the disciple thinks that, hey, see, I am so great that the spiritual master is paying me obeisances. Me. What is that me? We think it is me, not the super soul inside me. So that is the problem. So that's why, if we understand this principle very nicely, what Lord Shiva is saying here is that those who are elevated to the transcendental platform, being intelligent, offer such respects to the super soul, who is sitting within the body, not to the person who identifies with the body. So, what? It may be argued that since Dakṣa was the father-in-law of Lord Shiva, it was certainly the duty of Lord Shiva to offer him respect. In answer to this argument, it is expressed here that when a learned person stands up or offers obeisance in welcome, he offers respect to the super soul who is sitting within everyone's heart. Among Vaishnavas, therefore, it is seen that even when a disciple offers obeisances to his spiritual master, the spiritual master immediately returns the obeisances because they are mutually offered not to the body but to the super soul. Therefore, the spiritual master also offers respect to the super soul situated in the body of the disciple. This is clear? Yes?
Prabhuji, here one question. So when we offer our obeisances, so do we offer the obeisances only to the super soul or also to the soul present in that body?
We respect, we respect the person for his greatness. We are also
Okay.
offering him as a Vaishnava. Yeah.
Okay, so to both. I mean,
So, and Vaishnava, when we say that we are not seeing him only at a bodily level, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One more question.
Hare Krishna. Now, so my question was, Prabhuji, also in the similar way that do we also respect the person in the front by doing namaste or by... fulfilling obeisance
So
of them.
we could do it for their own comfort, for comforting them, but need not. Yeah, we see that as here we see that spiritual master need not do the dandavat pranam or bring the hands. Yeah, it is only for us. But the thing is that they anyway are offering because they see everyone as a great Vaishnava. But the responsibility, just like imagining a parent, right? A parent will not pay obeisances or bow down to the kids. Huh?
Yes.
So like that.
Yes, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, it is not like one need not to say like I am offering my obeisances to the super soul, or otherwise the person in front may
That once we come to this level, I mean at this knowledge level, we now know it. So we offering. So the same. Yeah, it's not to the body.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one question. When Shiva did not get up to when Dakṣa entered, is it considered as a Vaishnava aparadh?
Towards whom?
So Dakṣa took it as an offense.
Offense.
Yeah.
Daksha took it, na?
Yeah.
But
that's not an offense.
Shiva didn't have that intention of doing it.
Even then, there is a chance, but the problem, the thing is that when Lord Shiva is in one service, right? He's in a service. What is the service? He was meditating upon Lord Shiva. So just imagine you are doing the kirtan, and when Maharaj is coming, if you don't pay dandavat, it's not an offense because you are engaged in active service of the Lord. It's not that we leave the kartal on the floor, mridanga, and then we say pay obeisances. Or even if we see that when the abhishek is going on, when the abhishek, which is active service, which is another service of the Lord, right? That is happening. Yeah, we don't just drop off what we are doing. So we are actively doing a service. So
Yeah, according to that similar lines, once you had explained about how Jiva Goswami was meditating, and then he was also under service. But the other Vaishnava got offended, even though he was into service.
Yeah.
Then still he got offended.
Yeah.
But he had he had no taste for his chanting. Then he was that aparadha.
Yeah. So unintentionally also one can receive an offense, right? Commit. Though Jiva Goswami was not doing it. Yeah. Even here when Daksha has come, but we see that an incarnation, a position of the Lord, right? At a bodily platform, you will see still he is a son-in-law, but actually, it was that he, or actually Brahma, wanted him as in-law. So because of his greatness. And when Lord Shiva is not getting up, so we see that he is on what platform? He is having a dual platform. One is as a son-in-law, but at the same time, he is also the incarnation of the Lord. And if Daksha is out of his envy, out of if his envy, he is thinking he is offended, but the glories of Lord Shiva are so high that it won't affect. He can still, because of his being he as a beyond the mode of nature, for him it doesn't matter. Whereas in the case of Jiva Goswami, the reference is for common men. How a common man should deal is that he should deal his activities such a way that he doesn't incur any such what do you call offense from anyone. So it is our how we deal when we are still in the conditioned life, how we deal, that we should. In the case of Lord Shiva, he is beyond that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Prabhuji, one more point. So last time you said yesterday the anger of the difference between the anger of Nandi and the anger of Hanuman. So is it similar? Or it was not clear. So was it completely justified, the anger of Nandi, like Hanuman?
I think we will come that tomorrow.
Okay, come. Okay.
Because the drama starts tomorrow.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here we see what should be the etiquette, how to offer. So Vaishnava sees the body as a temple of Vishnu, since Lord Shiva had already offered respect to the super soul in Krishna consciousness. Offering respect to Dakṣa, who identified with his body, was already performed. There was no need to offer respect to his body, for that is not directed by any Vedic injunction. This is the essence there. So finally, now we come to this, that I am always engaged in offering. This is what very important verse of not only this chapter, of so many questions that can be clarified here is Sattvam Visuddham Vasudeva Sabditam Yadiyate Tatra Puman Apavritah Sattve cha Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hi Adokshajo Me Namasa Vidhiyate. So this is telling that I am always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is always pure Krishna consciousness, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Vasudeva, is revealed without any covering. There is a very nice elaborate purport to understand. Vasudeva, what is the meaning of Vasudeva? Vasudeva means one who is in pure transcendence. That state is called Vasudeva Tattva, or Vasudeva Sattvam Visuddham, yeah, Visuddha, yeah, pure. I'll see if it's here. Let's see. Vasudeva state of consciousness. Yeah, we are very close. We are verse number 23. Yes. So pure consciousness, which is Antakarana, is called Vasudha. So Vasudeva. Because the Lord appears there without any coverings. In that pure consciousness, I am always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva. So this is what Lord Shiva is explaining, yeah, because he may think, or Sati may think that Lord Shiva, of course, my father anger is genuine. Yeah, after all, you didn't. Yeah, you are very subordinate, and you should have gotten up and. So Lord Shiva is clarifying all these things, that what he has done is, yeah, I am always engaged. Sattvam Visuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. So in that stage I am. The living entity is constitutionally pure. Asango hi ayam Purusha. In the Vedic literature it is said that the soul is always pure and uncontaminated by material attachment. The identification of body with the soul is due to misunderstanding. As soon as one is fully Krishna conscious, it is to be understood that one is in his pure constitutional position. Sattva, what is that? Suddha Sattva. Since Suddha Sattva existence is under the direct action of the internal potency, in this state of activities of material consciousness, in this state, the activities of material consciousness stop. What is the example given? When iron is put into fire, it becomes warm, and when red hot, although it is iron, it acts like fire. Similarly, when copper is surcharged with electricity, its action as copper stops. It acts as electricity. And Bhagavad Gita 14:26 also confirms that anyone who engages in unadulterated devotional service to the Lord is at once elevated to the position of pure Brahman. So therefore, this Suddha Sattva, which is transcendental, beyond the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, is the transcendental position, which is technically called Vasudeva. Vasudeva is also the name of the person from whom Krishna appears. This verse explains that the pure state is called Vasudeva because in that state Vasudeva is revealed without any covering. So we have to come to this Vasudeva state to realize the Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord. To execute unadulterated devotional service, therefore, one must follow the rules and regulations of devotional service without desiring to gain material profit by fruitive activities or mental speculation. So this is what he says. He explains that Ashtottara Sata. Okay, let me also use this opportunity to explain why we say na when we are addressing spiritual masters, Ashtottara Satasi Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Why? In pure devotional service, one simply serves the Supreme Lord. That is called Suddha Sattva or Vasudeva, because in that stage the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed in the heart of devotee. Srila Jiva Goswami has very nicely described this Vasudeva or Suddha Sattva in Bhagavat Sandarbha. He explains that Ashtottara Shata 108 is added to the name of spiritual master to indicate one who is situated in Suddha Sattva or in the transcendental state of Vasudeva. The word Vasudeva is, and this 108 are usually said 108's transcendental qualities. So the word Vasudeva also is used for other purposes. For example, Vasudeva also means one who is everywhere or all pervading. The sun is also called Vasudeva Sabditam. The word Vasudeva may be utilized for different purposes, but whatever purpose we adopt, Vasudeva means the all pervading or localized Supreme Lord. Yeah, I mean, this, as I said, this purport is quite long and has a lot of points, technical as well as informative for us. Gnanam Satvikam Kaivalyam. This state is also called Kaivalyam. What is this state? Vasudeva state is also called Kaivalyam. When one is situated in pure transcendental knowledge, one is situated in Kaivalyam. Therefore, Vasudeva also means Kaivalya, a word which is generally used by impersonalist. Impersonal Kaivalya is not the last stage of realization. In Krishna consciousness, Kaivalya, when one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then one is successful. In that pure state, by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc., because of the development of knowledge of the science of Krishna, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these activities are under the guidance of internal energy of the Supreme Lord. So, Lord Shiva said that since his heart was always filled with the conception of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of the Supreme Lord's presence within his mind and heart, he was always offering obeisances unto that Supreme Lord. In other words, Lord Shiva is always in Samadhi. This Samadhi is not under the control of the devotee. It is under the control of Vasudeva. For the entire internal energy of the Supreme Lord acts under his order. Of course, the material energy also acts by his order, but his direct will is specifically executed through the spiritual energy. So, Ratikali Mataji, so you get this point? So, Lord Shiva was in this Samadhi state.
Yes.
So they are not in the same level of a conditioned soul, or of course Goswamis are never conditioned soul, but Goswamis enact those pastimes for conditioned souls that we don't take it cheap. The absolute truth reveals himself to the devotee in his form. He is not formless. Vasudeva is not formless, for it is stated in this verse that as soon as the Lord reveals himself, the devotee offers his obeisances. Obeisances are offered to a person, not to anything impersonal. This also clarifies, right? Lord Shiva is saying, I'm always offering obeisances. We offer obeisances to the Lord, who is a person. Namaste, we'll tell, not to person who is not invisible. Whenever there is a question of surrendering or offering obeisances, there must be an object of surrender or obeisances. So, and finally, last two verses. Therefore, you should not see your father, although he is giver of your body, because he and his followers are envious of me. Because of his envy, O most worshipable one, he has insulted me with cruel words, although I am innocent. And then, an insult from a relative is worse than death, especially when one is well situated. So this is what Lord Shiva is saying. If you go, you will be what? Your father is undoubtedly worshipable, even more than I am. But take care, for although he is the giver of your body, he may also be the taker of your body. Why he's just using, why he's saying, you should not see your father. It's a woman's right. For a woman, both the husband and father are equally worshipable. And the purport Prabhupada mentioned, the husband is the protector of woman during her youthful life, whereas the father is her protector during her childhood. Thus, both are worshipable. When the situation comes now, is it husband or father, what? But especially the father, because he is the giver of the body. So he is more worshipable. Lord Shiva reminds Sati, your father is undoubtedly worshipable even more than I am. The father being his, your father, that's why he is more worshipable than me. But take care, for although he is the giver of your body, he will also be taker of your body, because when you see your father, he may insult you. And for people who take it very serious, that too from a very close relative like father, they cannot bear anymore. He may insult you because of your association with me. You might be very innocent here. That's why he's saying, yeah, you are very innocent. But that insult me, he has insulted me, and he may take it as as insult from a relative is worse than death, especially when one is well situated. So very, very careful. That insult may lead even to a level of death. If in spite of this instruction, yad rajishyai atihaya mad vacho, in spite of all these things, bhadram, he is saying, bhadram bhavatya na tato bhavishyati. What will happen? The future will not be good for you. You are most respectable, and when you are insulted by your relative, this insult will immediately be equal to death. So Lord Shiva is saying that he is not stopping. He is saying that the consequence could be unbearable for you. So what did Mother Sita say? I'm sorry, Sati say? What did Sati say? Any guess?
No, you won't insult.
You
You
won't
won't insult because he's a father and a beloved daughter. She might think like that.
Okay. But no regard for her husband then?
But she wanted to try to go there and see what will happen.
No, but when husband is saying, oh, when she learns, my husband is innocent, my father is at fault, so let me not do it, let me not go.
She's playing.
If you say that, okay, because Dakṣa, he will understand her, or he will not do anything to her. That's why she goes. She's already heard now what would be the reason of these things. And if she goes, is it not disrespecting her husband?
No, but her husband is not saying, right? Shiva is not saying that you should listen to me. He's just saying it might happen.
Yeah. Whatever. But at least he told what would have been the case, right? Let's see. Anyway, what do others think?
Yeah, she's attached to her birthplace, so she will go with her and father. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
1 minute. Yes.
Yeah, so we know that he will go, as we know the story. But after listening all this, we feel that
Your show spoiler. Why did you say?
everybody knows Prabhuji.
Yeah. Tell.
But yeah, after listening so much of good explanation by Lord Shiva, yeah, even we are as a listener are inclined that yeah, Sati should have not gone. It's okay. Anyway, father is also not minding so much. He's
Because not our attachment, no. So If it was if we put ourselves in her shoes, then we are torn between two ends, right?
Correct. That is true.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Rishabh Prabhu.
Pranam. I think, I mean, I'm just speculation, or I don't know, but my gut feeling is saying Shivji should have been straightforward with her. I mean, instead of being diplomatic and giving her option, do this or this will happen and that will happen. She's a wife and he has all the authority to tell her, okay, you should not go. That's it.
Yeah, I think the relations are not built on rules and regulations, yeah, but more affection, giving and taking.
But that's putting her in risk now. He knows that there's a big risk. And
Yeah. There is certain extent, yeah. Anyway, that is the opening verse of the next chapter, which will tell.
Okay.
Lord Shiva knew that anyway, if she stays, she will die. If he goes, she will die. Anyway.
Okay. That I don't know.
But anyway, no, what you are saying is that authority is one, yeah, and but we have to see that a person, whether he is able to accept authority to a level of sacrifice, to a level of detachment. It is said that spiritual masters don't give instructions to disciples until they are confident that the disciple can really do it, because by not doing they may offend the spiritual master. And in Shastra, it is said that husband is the natural spiritual master of the wife. In that way, if Lord Shiva is saying something so explicitly, yeah, you should do it, and not doing is an offense. And this is what also we see the consequences of not doing it. But the spiritual master is very careful to see it, that it's just like giving a medicine, right? Uh, Based on the patient, if he is below 6 years, we give one dose, and if he is above 6, another level of dosage. The spiritual master is very scrutinizingly understanding the disciple and giving the medicines. So it's not just okay, straightforward. Yes, this is the law book, and as per this law book, you should do like this. That you should not enter a house of a person who has. So if you go, then you cannot enter my house again. That's not his dictating. He's just expressing everything as a very. I mean, that's how the love, the relationship is, right? It's not a company where two persons are living together and it's all about rules and regulations. What do you say?
True, Prabhu.
But I like your spirit, no? Just, hey, why to have all this? Just simply say, then it works. Yeah. After all, I am backed up with a law, right? I have full right that I am right.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Anyone? How did the session go? How did you see?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have one question. Lord Shiva is a self-realized soul. He is in that highest state of samadhi, but still, I think he got impacted by the curses of Dakṣa. I mean, he felt bad because he is the. I think he is because he reforms souls. That was his main job, right? I mean, Shiva is the head of mode of what is that? Ignorance,
okay.
right? Because I think Shiva is involved in the reformation of so many lost souls, because of which he got impacted, right? Or else self-realized souls will not care what is going on with insults thrown, because Dakṣa had this bodily conception only. I mean, he was just throwing the curses. So ideally, Shiva, I mean, of course, he was not impacted, but still he felt bad because Shiva was built like, I mean, we say, right, Prabhuji, that sometimes if somebody is involved in, like Shiva was involved in reformation of souls, so because of which he can feel the pain. Is this understanding correct? because everyone, like yesterday you were giving an example that if souls which are lost by committing suicide, I mean, all those souls were reformed by Lord Shiva. So that is like he is the head of this mode
Yeah,
of
I mean,
Yajña.
I think, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, definitely he is a great Vaishnava, which means that he is the reservoir of all great qualities, right? In that compassion is definitely a quality. And compassion, and not only just having compassion will not bring that much, but actually he is even controller. Yeah, he is also controller, so that he can reform people. After knowing that so many these and so person is compassionate, actually we'll come to the end also to see how Dakṣa is reformed.
Okay.
Not only the bhutas, right? Not only that he's a bhuta, dull-headed people, a person who is blind also, how he is being corrected also, we will see.
But last question, Prabhuji. In general, I mean, Lord Shiva is a self-realized soul, but Sati was not at that level, right? I mean, Sati was still in this material entanglement that, okay, I should go and see my father, though my father insulted my husband. So she's still in that material conception, right? Like, okay, that affection towards her father. So how do we have to understand self-realized souls should not get married to people who have this material conception, because ultimately Shiva was also suffering, right? Trying to convince his wife that, okay, don't go there because it will again insult you, because he also came indirectly into this material entanglement of dealing with family affairs. How do we see that, Prabhuji?
I don't remember the reference, but there is somewhere a nice point that was brought, like, hey, you see, Lord Shiva has a family full of chaos. Lord Shiva is totally detached kind of person, and then here we see that Sati is like this. And when we talk about Parvati, right? What is the Vahana of Parvati? Tiger, right?
Tiger, correct, Prabhuji.
Yeah. What is the Vahana of Lord Shiva?
Nandi.
What is the Vahan of Ganesh?
Rat.
What is the Vahan of Kumaraswamy?
Peacock.
There is always, there is always these Vahanas are running behind. One is chasing, one is escaping. I mean, I don't have the reference from where I heard, but yeah. So Lord Shiva, it said in that connection that Lord Shiva is totally disturbed with all that what is happening. But still, because he's compassionate, he has accepted, because Parvati, or even in this case Sati, she wants Lord Shiva as her husband. Of course, in Shiva Puran it is said that Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu, they approach Lord Shiva that we want to tie you with Sati. Yeah, because Lord Shiva wanted to. He's so much absorbed in the maintenance of everything, the whole universes and all these things. So they want him to enjoy. So Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu. So they bring the proposal. Okay, why don't you marry? And there is a very apt daughter of Dakṣa, Sati. So that's how the Purana says. So even Lord Shiva had intention in one version. But yeah, the thing is that if you say the marriage itself is, it's not the problem only in Lord Shiva's house, right? It's a problem in everyone's house. Even Lord
Yes,
Vishnu has a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Lakshmi Devi says, hey, how can someone come hit at your chest, and she leaves and goes to penances?
Yes, Prabhuji. If the gods can face a situation, then we are nothing.
No, if gods have to incur such situation, not face situation.
Yeah,
they are able to aptly handle it. Yeah. So, but that is the point there, that yeah. So Lord Shiva was worshipped by Sati, and she wanted him as her husband. So Lord Brahma approaches Lord Shiva, pleads him, and Lord Shiva accepts. And even there is one, finally, I mean, this is in Shiva Puran, it is said that if at all I find it that I don't, I forgot. Let me read it once again, that I can phrase it correctly. He says that I will leave. When something of this is the agreement that Lord Shiva takes from Lord Brahma and Vishnu when they bring the match, and this is what happens. So in that way he relieves himself. Maybe that's another transcendental pastime of Lord Shiva there. As you were saying, na, why to marry? So like that.
Okay, Prabhuji.
He finds this being a good reason. Okay. Okay. If no other questions, then let's meet tomorrow at our Adirasa Prabhu's house. I don't know what is the menu, but the katha will be the same. Dakṣa Yajña. What time is it?
Today also we are meeting Napuji at temple.
Today we all will meet in the temple. Yeah. Gauradesh.
Yes. Yeah, I'll post the
post in the group.
Text.
I think 2:30.
2:30. Yes.
Rupa is immediately saying 2:30. She knows how long I'll take. See, again 2 hours. Yeah. Ram Raghav nodding his head. Never have seen. No, come on. Yeah, I'm speaking not philosophy. Just imagine when philosophy comes, how boring it could be. These are all wonderful pastimes of the Lord.
Correct, Prabhuji. And it's a saptah, right? So the katha is the core of the
center.
So
Center of it. Today you have seen there is no prasadam here. At least that's why we want to have this prasadam little late in the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then. Thank you very much for joining. Anjakalpadarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyava cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Gandhra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.